जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की fateh. Beloved Sangat, welcome. Please make yourselves comfortable. We're a beautiful, diverse family, and regardless of where you're sitting today, whatever your faith tradition or none, I want to share with you something profound, and that starts with you. Yes, you. So if you're comfortable, we'll make a start. As you sit, wherever you are, you're surrounded by many blessed souls. Beside you, around you, there's an ocean of love. And beloved Sangat, you're that ocean. You're of love, of divine love, a love that's within all, whether you're aware of it or not. Because regardless of your spiritual path, your faith tradition, we're all from the same source. I recall once our beloved brother Bahadurji described many faith traditions akin to the multitude of streams that flow from the mountain. One source, yet many flowing paths taken, but all equal in their essence and purity. Sangat, all are equal, all are one. We only need to follow authentic spiritual teachings revealed to us to find the way, for this is the way. And whilst you ponder and wander through this thing called life, I think Tolkien best described the journey of life as all those that wander are not lost. Nobody's lost, beloved Sangat. Nobody's forsaken. Here, beloved Sangat, all are of the one, the divine. The divine is our mother, our father, and we are one. We are of one. Ik. Our hearts beat as one. A breath is taken as one. A moment, this moment, experienced as one. Ik. And yet, beloved, life unfolds in such a florid wonder that it's okay not to have the answers. We may feel parted, alone, yearning for something, fulfillment, contentment. But whatever, wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing, please remember, in this lived moment, this life we live, we learn, we grow, and that, beloved, is how it is. Live, learn, grow, and repeat. Walk the path. Walk the path that has been given to you and revealed to you, your faith, your authentic spiritual scripture, your mantra. The answers you seek, all revealed there, not over here or way yonder over there, but there. It's always been there. But, beloved Sangat, have faith, patience, love. For the journey you seek, the horizon beyond, the search for what's just over that hill is within you. And within you, beloved Sangat, you're of love, an ocean of love, the expanse of which can't be measured. There's no beginning, no end. The divine is love, and you are so much loved, beloved Sangat. And you'll never be alone in this journey. We're together. We're as one. Sangat of the divine light is for all. Last week, beloved Sangat, Our dear brother Rishipalji shared with us the teachings in Pauri 9 of the Japji Sahib. The ninth Pauri emphasizes the importance of living in accordance with divine order. It states that those who live in harmony with divine principles experience divine grace and blessings. It encourages individuals to surrender their ego and align their actions with divine will to find true fulfillment and liberation. Today, we'll continue with Pauri 10 of Japji Sahib. Suniye satsantok gyan, listening, truth, contentment, and spiritual wisdom. Suniye asatka visnan, listening, bathe at the 68 holy places. Suniye bar page man, listening, reading, and reciting, honor is obtained. Suniye lage saj dhyan, listening, one attains sure dedication. Nanak Bhagta Sada Vigas, O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Suniye dukh paap ka nas, listening, pain and sin are erased. Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us that by deep listening, we realize the ultimate truth, the Sat, which is the essence of God, the One, the Divine. And when that's realized, contentment and spiritual wisdom will follow. Guruji also tells us that by deeply listening, we are regaled with the full benefit of bathing in those sacred places of pilgrimage without traveling anywhere. For when we deeply listen, we are bestowed the benefits of endless studying and repeating of sacred scriptures without reading or reciting a single word. Through this process of deep listening, we become deeply absorbed in the meditation of the One. By deeply listening, the Bhagavad, the devotee, is ever in bliss, and all pains, karmas, and concerns are removed. But let's unpack this a little deeper. Suniye means to listen. And there's levels to listening. From the day-to-day superficial to deeper, rooted, contemplative, meaningful listening. You may have heard of the saying, you're listening, but did you hear the music? Did you feel the music? Conceptually deeper, the sound hits deeper and it invokes an emotional response. Haven't we all experienced that one track of our lives that hits deep, evokes something within you, something stirs within you? And no matter how it touches you or makes you feel, what you hear in the day-to-day is in the most part on the periphery, on the edge of something. Why so though? Because the art of listening is dependent on your mind. Sangat, consider the great works of art. Before a single stroke was made on the canvas, it began with the canvas. The canvas is the beginning, as is your mind. So the question is, where's your mind at? What's the construct of your mindscape? Most importantly, what are you listening to? Because what you're taking in is akin to the brushstrokes upon the canvas. The artist considers the light, the composition, the color palette. All is set out in the mind before a single stroke of the brush or chalk, whatever medium the artist is using to externalize the internal. You're listening to, like the artist, begins from within. So what are you open to listening to? Should I say, How will you set your canvas, the light, the aperture of your mind? The inner chatter of our mind is rooted in the Tregan, the gross mind, the passionate, and the sattvic mind. However, there's a place within us that's free from the constraints of the gross mind. A state of being where there's a stillness, a silence akin to a void. Here, it's a calming space, a place to open to real connection, profound connection, a resonance, a vibration, a frequency you can feel. It's a space that's not an antechamber. It is the chamber. If you're in it, you're immersed. Where you begin and end has no lineation. In this space, you merge with the universal essence of the Shabad. In this space, one has merged with the mantra. And it's an experience beyond the gross mind. It's transcendent. And this space has been given many names. Inner silence, nirvana, sehaj, sun, samadhi, sunya, dasandwar, to name but a few. This space is within you and all. You just got to know how to re-engage, immerse, return to what's innate, what is, was, always will be. It's within your reach, but it starts with listening. Suniye, to listen, to truly listen, to dull the white noise of our lives, the push and pull and constant beckoning of the base self, the self that's rooted in the transient nature of the world. But to effectively listen, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Beloved Sangat, before we can comprehend the art of listening, Suniye, let's start with why we must listen. So we begin at the beginning, the root, the Mool Mantra. At the beginning, we start with Ik, one, Ik, the origin, the source of everything, the root, the constant, the divine is the constant. Ik Onkar, there is only one God. Sat Nam, eternal truth, is his name. Purta Purak, he is the creator. Nirbhau, without fear. Nirvair, without hate. Akala Murat, immortal without form. Ajuni, beyond birth and death. Sebang, self-existence. Gurprasad, by the Guru's grace. Jap, meditate on the name. Ard such, he was true before the creation. Jugad such, he was true when ages began. Hair be such, he is true now. Nanak, Horse be such, he will always be true. Beloved Sangat, when we forget the divine, we pave the way for suffering, for dukh. For when we were born, the connection with the divine was severed. We became a corporeal state, the body of flesh, blood, bone, and sinew. We took our first breath, screamed, cried out, and so it began, our life, our journey. This life is a connection severed. May we strive to reconnect, to re-immerse with the one. Such is the importance, the imperative of reconnection with the one, with the divine. So essential is the art of listening. We have 4 bodies dedicated to just this. Bodies 8 to 11. They unfold the importance of listening. Sunil. To connect, we must relearn how to truly listen. how we listen and what we listen to. This is the way to free oneself of suffering, of dukkha. Sunya isn't about how we listen to a sound. It's about being attentive. And to be an attentive listener, you still need to still the chatter of your mind. Because you're setting out the canvas, stretching, feeling for an even tautness and gazing to the light. And so with your mind, you begin to truly listen, perhaps for the first time in your life. Sunya, 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 and so it begins. Beloved Sangat, so it begins with you. If you want to listen, it starts within you. It begins with your mind. Your mind is the processing center. The processing center of dukkha, pain, of sukh, peace. Will you find peace with pilgrimages? If you bathe in holy waters, will you find peace? Or adhere to hollow religious rituals? Is this where peace is? Because if you're simply following a tick list of actions, you're present, but are you truly immersed? It's like superficial listening. The cocktail party theory of listening. The ear is distracted with fragments of conversation, all vying for your attention. You hear some things, and some things make partial sense of what's going on around you. There's nothing salient. All you're doing is focusing on the peaks, not the valleys between. So how you choose to conduct yourself in person, what you do, what you say, listen, all has a price to pay. You either tip the scale of you towards the divine or not. It's a choice, Sangat. Choice compounded by action. And the choices you've made, are making, this is the echo of your life. Do your choices, what you do, how you listen, bring you closer to the one? Does it bring you closer to the one? Guru Nanak Dev Ji in Pauri 6 took an active stand against hollow religious rituals of all kinds. Guruji tells us that simply making pilgrimages and bathing in holy waters doesn't bring us closer to the one. Without sincere love in your heart, it's not a tick list, beloved Sangat. It's not a tick list. We must learn to reconnect with the ocean of love, with the one, the divine. When Guruji looked around at the superficial religious commotion of the time, he asked, what good is any of it if the pilgrims have not earned the grace of the one through their good actions? And if a person already lives in that bliss, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying there's no need to embark on a lengthy and austere pilgrimage. Guruji tells us that we don't need to seek God outside of ourselves. The precious treasures that we seek are already within. And these jewels can be discovered by listening, even once, Sangat, to the word of the Guru. So, beloved Sangat, you can appreciate the power of Sunya, the power of listening. The precious treasure is already within you. You just need to learn how to rediscover it. But it's a choice, a commitment. You can traverse superficially in the dragon, the gross mind, or be immersive and return to the innate state of oneness, that state of mind. And it all begins with listening. Sunya, sunya. Son. Follow your authentic spiritual teaching, your scripture. There you will rediscover the Nad, the cosmic sound within, the vibration of the cosmos that resides within you. It resides within you, and it's always been there. But, beloved Sangat, it begins with silence, an inner silence, a state of presence in the moment, in the now. And in that state of presence, focus on your Nam Simran, your mantra, the authentic scripture of your path, your faith tradition. And when the chatter of the gross mind is stilled, you will feel the presence of the Nam. And when you feel the vibration within, the connection, you will see it beyond yourself, because it's all around you. You're in the singularity of the one, because all is one and one is all. And again, consider the root, ik, the one. It's pure simplicity, constant. And yet in our separation, our angst to reconnect, to find stillness within, we must battle the thieves that would steal our inner peace and our connection with the divine. The marching band of the 5 thieves is a distraction, consuming. And if you succumb to its beat, it will deafen your ears and mind, or take away your inner calm. Be now under no illusion. To find the inner stillness, you must do battle. They may be 5 thieves, Banj Jor, but they're also warriors. And if you're to prevail, you must fight. You must fight to retain what they will take from you. You must make a stand, a choice. Because as they take hold of you, the chasm between Dukh and Sukh will widen. In that space, only pain and suffering resides. So what are we up against? Lust, Kam, anger, Krodh, greed, Lobh, attachment, Moh, ego, Ahankar. Be under no illusion, this is a theatre of war, and it is far from simple. It's not trench warfare. There are no neat roads to topple. Your foe, your enemy is within you and around you. And circling the wagons isn't going to help you, nor is a Winchester or a Colt. The dead shot is cast upon yourself, within yourself. You die to live. It's asymmetrical warfare, Sangat. Fought and won and lost daily. It's insidious in nature, subtle, and be under no illusion. It's hold upon you. Many of us have felt and live under its chokehold. Only when we find the leverage, the release, only then are we truly aware of the grip it had and the effect upon us and those close to us. This battle is played out in your now, but first you must recognize the enemy within and around you, and then it's a choice. It's always a choice, beloved Sangat. If you want to experience the transformative nature of Sunya, true listening, draw the line and make a stand. Victory or defeat is found in the landscape of your mind, formed by your choices, and ultimately, only you can decide. Only Nam Simran is the ultimate healer in this war, and if you persist, you will prevail. Nam Japo, meditate, contemplate on the divine. Many names, but only the one. Simran has transformative power, clearing the mind, detachment from the day-to-day events, the confusion, struggles, and the play of Maya. Follow scripture. Make your mantra as regular as your breath, as autonomic. Sikhi teaches the practice of Naam Simran, remembrance of the divine, and living in accordance with the Guru's teachings. All faith traditions, spiritual paths are universal in their approach, their essence, fragrance. And that fragrance is one. So overcome the play of Maya, the hold of the chores, the thieves, and open up to true listening. And how do we do this? Listen by the following. Defeat lust by cultivating love and devotion for the divine. One can transcend the impulses of excessive desire and lust. Practice self-control. Lead a virtuous life. Channel one's energy towards spiritual growth. This is essential in overcoming this vice. Defeat anger with the practice of forgiveness, compassion, and patience. Those are the antidotes to anger. By developing a calm and composed mindset, one can overcome the destructive force of anger, cultivating a peace. Defeat greed by contentment and sharing with others. This is how you combat greed. Recognize the abundance provided by the divine. Embrace a mindset of selflessness and generosity. Defeat attachment. Practice of detachment and recognize the transient nature of worldly possessions and relationships. As our beloved brother Bahadur reminded us before, be in this world but not of this world. Understand the impermanence of material things and cultivate a deeper connection with the divine. One can be free from excessive attachment. Defeat ego with humility and recognize the divine presence within oneself and others. Surrender the ego, acknowledge the interconnectedness of all beings. By doing this, you can overcome the destructive force of ego. The Banj Jaw, the five thieves, these warriors of pain and suffering are the sentinels. They're the gatekeepers, the filters, the pits, the falls, the obstacles that you must prevail. They stand as the obstacle between where you are now and where you could be. Fraternize with them at your peril, because the more you do, the more the habit becomes a state of being. And furthers a gulf between your separation from the divine and your ability to listen. Suniya is within your grasp. You just have to make that commitment and begin. The chatter of the gross mind, the distracting influences will in time fall away. You can be free, because liberation is open to all, and the journey will transform you. You will ascend to your innate state of being, as you were in the womb. The push and pull of the I, the me, will subside. Be the ocean, because, beloved Sangat, you are not the droplet of water. You are not the crest of the wave that appears on the ocean's surface, the rise and fall of which symbolizes your life. You are the ocean. You are one. So, as a summary of this Pauri, Guru Sahib is explaining the following. This is all the eternal resonance. The Guru is speaking to us about the sound of divine that can be heard and our awareness of this within. And through this awareness, the eternal resonance of the divine brings enlightenment. And in this enlightenment, our greed and attachments end. One finds lasting contentment and fulfillment, for now they have merged with the truth. Through listening, we basically become a carbon copy of the divine's virtues. Through the practicing and adopting of the divine's virtues, we merge into them. Through listening to the divine, universal recognition is received. The divine servants try to remain hidden, but those that have been touched by the divine have their own attraction. Like of Buddha, Brahmana, Mahavir, Swan. All spoke very little, yet crowds flocked to them because of their beauty, inner peace, the silence lighting the world around them. Once the mind's desires are quenched and once we become the divine, there is nothing that is not ours, beloved Sangat. This listening leads us to the place of Sehaj, where we rise above the Maya world. Sehaj is the place of bliss, where we become emotionally stable. Sehaj is the inner peace we seek. It's the inner peace of Sehaj that the saints, the divine, whom have risen beyond this Maya existence, live in permanence. And once you have this inner peace, then there's no need for you to travel to the pilgrimage. You become the pilgrimage. No need to reach for your rosary, for you've become the rosary. You've become the prayer yourself. I'll leave you with something my steel pan teacher, Mr. Jakes, used to say. You want to hear Mali or feel Mali? I didn't understand what Mr. Jakes said back in 1977. I was only 6. But I think what he was trying to elicit in my 1970s kidscape was that you've got a choice to experience things on a superficial level, go deeper. In that immersion, you'll be richer and more grateful for the opportunity to have experienced it. One thing I do remember is that you can hit a wrong note, but if you're willing to put in the practice, the dedication, just commit, then there are many good notes ahead of you. So make them count and make them good. The steel pans gave the sound that you imparted with your energy upon your strike. Like so, you're responsible for the energy you give to this life. You've been gifted. How you play the song of your life will reverberate beyond the universe for all eternity. So make it a good one, because when you do, it's all I am. That's what Mr. Jakes uttered under his breath when the band practiced and we hit the notes. Like so, you're responsible for the energy you give to this life. You've been gifted. How you play the song of your life will reverberate beyond the universe for all eternity. So make it a good one, because when you do, it's all I am. That's what Mr. Jakes uttered under his breath when the band practiced, when we hit the notes the right way, and the vibration in the hall raised the roof with good warm sound. Such were the acoustics of the building. So, beloved Sangat, listen. Nobody said this was going to be easy, but here we are. Beloved Sangat, we're in this together. So listen. Sunny, listen from within, because you're not a singular note. You're the whole universe, the spectrum, and it's all within you. You're not one person, you're divine. This is a new type of experience we need to bring within ourselves, an awakening. Because when you're in a state of Nam, good things don't come to you. When you're in a state of Nam, the innate divine within you surfaces. You now reside in that state of virtue, in that oneness, in that ocean of love. Love, compassion, tranquility. You're born with these things. So when you're having a moment, when you're distracted or having a bad day, just pause, take a breath, draw into your mantra, draw into your spiritual teachings, and calm your mind. Find the stillness in the moment and listen. So feel the cosmic vibration within. You've got this, beloved. Beloved Sangat, please forgive mistakes. I serve the one, I serve the Sangat. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.